And we are back, guys, with another episode of Connection Loop, where we interview CEOs, founders, and sales leaders to bring you guys maybe a little bit of entertainment, but more importantly, what's happening in our marketplace, in our world, as entrepreneurs, as salespeople ourselves, as people looking to grow our businesses. We're always looking, or should be looking, for insights, strategies, listening to the people that are where we want to be, seeing people that have gone through the processes and stuff, learning from their mistakes. And guys, that's why we bring these special guests here for you to directly learn from, skip the line, skip the coaching, take advantage of their expertise and knowledge. And today we have a special guest with us, as always, someone high up on the chain. We have our sales leaders, CEOs, founders, people that can bring knowledge to you guys. And I'm here today with a very special guest, Abhijit, and he's ready to share some information, guys, with you on what has changed. The sales journey, guys, the sales process has dramatically changed over the last several years, including rapid advancements this year. The rise of AI, the increase of automations, the landscape is quickly changing. And there's a lot of stuff that's powering all this behind the scenes, right? We have our infrastructure, we have our IT support, and we need expert and guidance to make sure that we're able to intelligently take advantage and know about these changes that are happening. And that's why we have our special guest here today. I'm going to pass it over to you, Abhijit, and you're going to take over, and we'll go from there. So let's do it.
Thank you, Darius. Thank you for having me. Excited to be here. Abhijit Thakur, head the sales revenue for Aptad. We're a US-based organization, predominantly to data AI, do everything around the clock for the data services in the services space. So yeah, excited to be here since, as you correctly said, sales landscape has changed dramatically over the last couple of years. So excited to be here and excited to share some of my learnings also along the way. And hopefully, whatever I've learned, whatever I'm adopting as part of my very aggressive, volatile market full of competition, how to be that one person to stand out or how to win against your I wouldn't say win against, but how to coexist and play along in this particular race.
I love that. I love that. We want to win, but it's we all got to coexist. You can't just go beat everybody. So no, I love that approach. Let's get into it. I love what you're going to share here too. It's like some of the best practices, lessons, some strategies, maybe what recently you've learned. We always like to share a pitfall or two too, right? Don't here's a mistake I made. Save yourself the hassle. So let's go. Let's go.
Sure, sure. So yeah, I mean, it's been interesting couple of years. I mean, with the advent of, everyone's till about 2015, 2016, when you were in the sales journey, people used to talk about, all right, the industry is going through a lot of digital transformation. That used to be the buzzword. And this is about 10, 15 years back. I mean, digital transformation, I remember back then, okay, what all is part of digital transformation? If you're selling stuff, if you're in that particular space, there was the cloud adoption happening, people moving from on-prem to the cloud and using a lot of data integration, Python coming into the picture. Data science used to be a buzzword out there. Interesting times during that time, but that's all gone back. Now coming to the times last 3 years, you're
Yeah.
hearing everything about OpenAI, ChatGPT, etc. How's that kind of changing the game, especially for salespeople like me? And I have about a 15-member sales team spread across globally. Um, Around the clock. In fact, the folks are the typical SDR BDR model. Then you've got the value added value chain of account managers, the pre-sale solution guys who come in, especially when you're doing technology. And then of course you've got a couple of leaders like me who are on the ground doing face-to-face client meetings and getting out there. Standard model. This is nothing different from what any others are doing. So what's the shift? What's the shift, and how do you stand out? Is I think where I have personally noticed over the last few years the rise of AI, as you correctly said. There's been a rise of AI in the sales process. Now, of course, when you say rise of AI, it's a motherhood statement. What do you actually mean under the hood? What's on the ground things happening? And that's where I think a lot of people get confused that it's all just about using fantastic prompts in your chat GPT to generate in very layman terms, it's about nice emails,
Yeah.
customized, hyper personalized emails and stuff like that, or your calling script. But it's definitely not that. I can tell you, Darius. There's way much more than what. what the rise of AI, if I use that and I use that in all sincerity.
Yeah.
Come to think about it, look at a tool like Salesforce's Einstein AI. Not
Hmm.
sure if the audience or everyone's heard about it, but fantastic tool. Looks into the purchase history of existing clients, their buying patterns, their past interactions with their sales reps, spits out a lot of insights, and to a degree of about 80% predictability, it gives you an idea to your respective A's that, hey, these are your contracts which are going to renew. These are your contracts which possibly might not. So it gives your AEs or your account execs the level of confidence to approach and spend their effort and time in those accounts which has been predicted by, say, for example, that's the Einstein. So that's the level of degree of the AI's involvement that we've seen. Another area which I can quickly point out is, or the shift that I'm seeing in the market is, you've got to take a parallel from Netflix. How has Netflix been so successful, right? I mean, hey,
Hmm.
Darius likes seeing Game of Thrones.
Right.
He's definitely going to see the House of Dragons as the first option for him on the screen, right? How's that happening? How's that personalization happening? And that same philosophy in sales also, that's the personalized touch that people are bringing in terms of how do I tailor my sales pitches and my sales approach to a customer's need rather than throwing out just your standard content.
Right.
How can you hyper personalize it to value based outcomes? Till about years back, right? IBM used to just sell servers,
Yeah.
right? That's what their main business.
Right.
Now they now look at it where they are. They've
Right.
kind of evolved their overall ecosystem and right from infrastructure, 24 by 7 support, management, software as a service. They are across the board because they
Right.
realized they're going to die and fail if they were just stuck to servers because that's how the world has been evolving across the board. So yeah, I mean, I think I just went around talking about a lot of these different areas that I've noticed, and I guess another area which I've been noticing far more commonly being used is the lead scoring, AI and lead scoring within, say, for example, HubSpot. I mean, we've used HubSpot in the past. We've just migrated to the Zoho CRM, which is
Ah,
more lightweight, more analytical in nature, helps us be more flexible. But both Zoho and HubSpot have fantastic AI capabilities which score your leads
yeah.
accordingly in terms of the propensity of any of the leads to convert, talk to you, or even get you a meeting or create some sort of attraction. So interesting. I mean, yeah, I spoke about a lot of these things where AI is even hidden inside and under the hood. You probably not even know, and it's assisting you in some of these processes. I mean, I recently evaluated a product called Gong.io. Not
Yes.
sure if
Sure. Yep.
anyone of you guys have heard about it.
Yep.
I was
Sales.
fascinated. I mean, it was analyzing my reps' calls and giving them actionable insights based on some keywords, some punch statements which were used, back and forth during the conversation, just
Yeah.
for them to go back and analyze. Hey, if I use more of these words during my sales conversations, uh,
Conversion. Yeah.
the probability of conversion rises. So it's amazing. It's just interesting times to be in, Darius, and look forward to what next do we and Canva.com. Look at Canva.com, Canva.io. Sorry. I mean, the kind of presentations that it spits out. The moment you give it content, the way you want it designed, uh, and within seconds, I mean, 30 seconds, you've got case studies, you've got SOWs, you've got proposals, all being ready to be churned out and given in front of clients. So all the design work, all the legwork, a lot of these repetitive tasks
Right. Right.
are slowly going away. Uh, yeah. So
No, no, I love several talking points here. I want to go back on because you covered a lot. The first thing you mentioned is people's misconception about what AI is in sales. There's the obvious, which we started with. Oh, copywriting. Oh, personalized emails, or something very simple, simplistic like that, which is what for people's first ideas are with AI. But I love how you sort of went to a much deeper layer. And guys, that this is the opportunity that if you're not leveraging this additional level of what AI is capable of, it's the sales intelligence. It's the lead scoring. It's the ability to actually analyze the data in your Salesforce, your organization, whether it's Salesforce or HubSpot or whatever your CRM. You can analyze this data, looking at past deals, looking at opportunities, looking at past conversations, even, and make much more qualified and intelligent decisions, like who you spend your time with. Because guys, the days of hiring giant teams and just like everyone letting a mess happen, that's gone, right? Salaries are expensive. Everything is getting more expensive, and we need things to be more efficient. And this is where technology happens. Instead of having 10 sales reps sending whatever 1,000 messages, you have a handful of sales reps sending a handful of messages that are far more targeted, more intelligent, more well-crafted, and as a result, actually getting you more bottom line. So I love where we're heading with this, where there's a lot of threat with AI too. Like we're going to lose our jobs. We're going to, because you can have a little chat bot that can do, yeah, a chat bot can do some things, but we as the salesperson, as the entrepreneur, the sales leader, the thought leader, we need to make sure that our positions still have value. We're leveraging the technology. We're learning how to leverage these technologies to make ourselves stand out, to be more efficient, to be more effective. Because in my opinion, there's always still going to be a place for this interpersonal connection, at least in the foreseeable future. And it's a matter of positioning the value that we can provide as in its most valuable position. It's not spending 2 hours typing up a Canva thing. It's not spending a full day sending 1,000 cold messages from people that have no interest in hearing from you. It is instead leveraging technology, these rising technologies that can cut your efficiency or increase your efficiency by a countless amount. You can spend all of your time sending messages and doing things for people that are not qualified. Or you can use, I don't want to call it simple. I don't want to say it takes no skill, but these types of lead scoring technologies can really help you spend your time in opportunities that are far better use of your time. And everything increases as a result. So that first piece, don't just scratch the surface here, guys, and use AI to help you write an email or rewrite a subject line or something. There's a lot more opportunity available here. And we're literally just coming into this. This is like the first year or two, right? This has not been around for 10 years, like cold calling or email marketing, right? Those technologies have existed for many years. This is brand new. And this is kind of like your guys' wake-up call to, if this sounds like, wow, that sounds like Chinese or foreign to me, you can't make that excuse anymore. You need to begin to become familiar with these technologies, at least that the concept is available to you. And, dip your toe in or what, but you have to start making these changes now, because 5 years from now, this is going to be standard. This is going to be incorporated into everybody, and everyone's going to be making more intelligent decisions, while you're going to be left in the dust, sort of sending emails randomly to people. So if you're not looking at this type of technology yet, this is a wake-up call. This is your opportunity to do so. Look at sales intelligence using artificial intelligence. All the most popular CRMs like our Salesforce and HubSpots and Zohos are all offering this type of feature. You guys just need to start programming it, putting in the data. These skills are things that we develop too. Like when you learn how to start interacting with AI, training it with little bits of model, with PDFs or conversation history, it's a skill, it's a muscle that you develop, and it becomes easier. And with the way things are heading, this is a skill. It's like cold calling, guys. If that was how you made your money, you got good at cold calling. AI is going to help you in your efficiency, or you're going to be left and not efficient. So this is it, guys. It's the time. Okay, so that was the one piece of it. I love with the data intelligence. The other part of it, like the Canva piece, I love that as well. Like we don't want our salespeople spending so much time in creatives, or worse yet, when sales and marketing are in this like world of, hey, marketing, did you finish that thing yet? They're like, no, we didn't finish it yet. Like, we need this now. That is no longer going to be a problem, because a salesperson can go click a couple of buttons and generate some really powerful marketing content with AI. And again, guys, if that sounds like, whoa, I don't know, this is your wake-up call. This is not something in the future. This is not something that's so far out. This is today. This is right now. Organizations have talented individuals where they can come do this opportunity. You can hire somebody today that can pick up these technologies. They may already have them in their tool belt, and this can be an invaluable member of your team. Meanwhile, you may have some people that are averse to these types of technologies. This is also your opportunity as the sales leader to not rest on our laurels, right? We have some sales guys, the people that are on our team that have been doing their things for whatever many years. We got to activate them as well. They can do better. They can be more efficient, unless they're your top producers, and just leave them alone. They're good. Keep them happy. So, okay. Well, I think this has been some awesome technologies. What would you say is your number one recommendation? Is there a single platform or a technology or piece of type of technology like this lead scoring or like the Einstein sort of telling you opportunities or something like Gong where it's actually looking at your individual performance? Where would you say people should start if it was one thing? Because too much is too many, right? You tell, hey, go invest in all three of these. They're like, I'm lost. If they had to pick
Right.
one.
No, I mean, every tool that we spoke about, I mean, there might be 50 other
Yes.
similar relevant products out there. I always say it's what fits your organization the best and your needs of the hour. What is your sales reps most amount of time spent? Is it in is it in analyzing the data within your CRM? Is it
Mhm.
ensuring, because typically when I look at things, I call my sales I don't call it the sales organization, I call it the sales factory. You've
Nice.
got to keep churning things out 24 by 7. You've got to keep thinking. Unless until you're doing that, you're going to be falling behind.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer that in the current day and age and space, it's a volume business.
Yeah.
More number of people. I mean, it still holds true. Yeah,
Yep.
this fact of sales hasn't changed.
Never.
The more
Yeah.
number of people you reach out to, the bigger your outreach, the bigger your, as you said, the bigger you cast your net, the more chances are you for you to hook on to the, to your bait. So that holds true. Now to do that, again, you've got traditional ways, right, to reach out: emails, calling,
Right.
networks, LinkedIn, just the regular stuff. I mean, there's no AI there. It's all
Yeah.
basic
Yeah.
stuff
There's no
that you've got
silver
to do.
bullet. Yeah. There's no other new channel. You still got to go through email, LinkedIn, phones. You still got to do that. Yeah.
It's the same for all. Exactly. So that part, there's no AI being in that particular part wherein you can
Right.
magically hit a button and reach out. So that's all that is still there. Now to execute all these 4 or 5 different channels, which are the traditional channels that I call, is where all these products lie.
Right.
And to execute these, I call this, the 4 arms of sales or the 4 channels of outreach, to enable or to propel you to make the right decisions in your outreach is
Mhm.
where these channels help you. You've got proper funneling going, you've got proper follow-up triggers coming in. You know,
Yeah.
it's always, sometimes, someone tells you, talk to you after 3 months of the next quarter. Do you have the right triggers set up, automated processes in your CRM, which will spit out a trigger to you, or automate an email which goes out after 3 months,
Right.
rather than a person making a note in his Outlook, or making doing anything manual. This is all very important intelligence for a salesperson to maintain the longevity of the sales deal, because sales cycles, especially in industries like with technology where we are at, it's about 6 months, 4 to 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, long, big deals that these deals are. So, of course, the conversation is over an extended period of time, and to make sure that the right messaging goes out at regular intervals,
Yeah.
rather than feeling like salesy messaging. It could
Sure.
also be thought provoking, or
Right.
educating them about
Value.
industry trends or what's
Yeah.
happening in that space. I always tell my people, it's not only about, hey, asking for things or asking for
Right.
time. You
Following
could
up.
also,
You're ready to buy. Yeah. No, here's something really cool I wanted to share with you. I was thinking about you and I wanted to share this really cool insight. I know you're in Texas. Here's something happening in Texas. And they're like, wow, this was cool. Thank you. Yeah.
yeah, as simple as, hey, have you seen the latest Magic Quadrant, right? In
Right.
your particular data and AI space, these are the companies and these are the products. If you remember, hey, John Doe, this is what I had recommended to you about 6 months back. So good reading material, take for it. So these are the things which kind of, I mean, because the customers, these are extremely informed and well
Right.
developed. And as I said, it's a highly competitive market.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All smart people are reaching out to them. It's
Right.
not that you're the only smartest
Right.
person in the room. Everyone's good. Everyone knows all these tricks. At
Right.
least the good salespeople knows all these tricks
That's
and are going after them. So yeah, these are the small variations which probably stand out. Uh, Help you build that conversation, the connect, the relationship over a period of time, and these tools like the AI tools inbuilt within your, the journeys. Like in Zoho, you've got a feature called the journeys.
yeah.
So if you send out your first connect to a person or to whatever, you can automate. there's a way of dragging and dropping a journey
Right.
with a certain
Add to
time
your
frame.
send them an email, send them a LinkedIn, send it. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
The full tracking.
Exactly. And tailored, customized messaging happening at those regular intervals. You can set it up all together once,
Right.
and then over a course of time, it kind of starts making its play. So this I found that very useful and interesting,
Yeah.
especially because as a leader, you always feel and you always wake up in the night saying that, hey, I had that great deal and conversation
Yeah.
going
What
at about
happened?
two
Yeah.
months back. What happened to that?
Yeah.
So this kind of takes away all those all those pain points that typical sales leaders have. So yeah, and apart from that, it's I think and then a lot of upskilling of the sales team, especially when even in simple tools like, are you using the right prompts for building out your, say for example, these days even a solution.
Mm,
A lot of salespeople are not very technical when it
right.
comes to even having that first conversation with the client,
Right.
and especially in our space, our audience is a kind of a
Yeah.
techie.
Very, very
So
technical. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so to bridge that gap between being salesy and being technical, you leverage the right prompts, you leverage whatever tools to equip yourself before getting onto conversations.
Right. No,
Right? It's all about first dialogue because it's make or break. You send out thousands of emails, you make thousands of calls, you'll get 2 or 3 calls done, and how do you make the most out of that?
first
So
impressions. Yeah.
yeah, these are a bunch of these things wherein I feel companies need to leverage themselves on and get ready and take advantage of. Yeah.
Awesome, guys. So I want to recap something really quick. So we were talking about if you're looking at some of these technologies like lead scoring or like the qualification telling you who to reach out to, or Gong where you're measuring performance based on intelligence. The recommendation here, guys, is first, become familiar with these types of technologies. They are the future. They are going to make you and your sales staff far more efficient and effective. But B, right, tech overwhelm. You don't want to try to adopt 5 different things at once. And I love your suggestion there of don't start there. Let's start where you're weak. Where are your holes? Are you spending so much time? Like, is your demo to appointment, your demo to close ratio is low? That's where a tool like Gong will help you with that. Looking at your demo, your actually what's happening in those demos. Or is it the people are spending so much time in the CRM figuring out who to go after? That's where lead scoring and stuff. So I love this concept of investing in technologies where your weaknesses lie to start. Because in reality, you need to do all of these. Like if you're not cold calling, you got to call. If you're not emailing, you got to email. And so start in those weaknesses. Eventually, you need them all. But I love this idea of starting where you're weak. Now, only if we had an AI to come into our business and tell us, here's where you're weak. I think that's the next thing. We need an AI that goes into somebody's business and tells them where their weaknesses are, so they can begin investing in the right channels. So good. Well, Abhijit, I want to thank you very much for your opportunities today, guys. If you found some value in here, he knows his stuff. Now I don't know how much of it he's willing to share with you for free. Now the good news is the business. He has a business. Go ahead, tell us more about the opportunity here. I put the link in the thing.
Well, we've spoken so much about AI and data, so that's exactly what we do. We're a services organization. We're about 800 people strong, spread across globally. I'm based out of Atlanta, uh, doing a lot of cutting edge, high value data management. The entire evolution of data, or the journey of data from the time it comes inside a data environment or a cloud environment, all the way till the time the business users utilize the insights and value that's generated. So there's thousands of products which are there in between, solving for each of these pieces. It could be a master data management platform, it could be a Microsoft Fabric environment, doing everything from a Synapse or Azure Data Factory
Right.
to the Databricks environment, cataloging your data and spitting out insights and analytic solutions on top of that. So that is where we kind of are partners with all these leaders in this technology space. Experts. We know how to solve, implement, build, operate, and deploy kind of a model, and manage your entire ecosystem. So great learnings. There's some great assets in our website for people who are learning the space and want to understand how new technology evolves. So yeah, and I'm
And
there
you
on
guys, I
LinkedIn.
know
So
you have
happy.
the service, but it's also kind of like there's a consultative part of it. You guys are going to help some people discover the solutions that they're not even aware of, right? Because there's all these unknowns, and we need experts. That's guys. If you don't know what you don't know, that's a fact, right? You don't know what you don't know, and that's why we speak to leaders and people that have been in their industries for many years, because they're the experts in that field. And that's the only way we're going to increase our knowledge and our skills and increase our productivity individually, right? We want scale. We don't just want to hire more people. We want to make the people we have better, including ourselves. So take this time, invest in yourself. If like what we're talking about today is going over your head, come talk to him, come start learning. Now's the time, guys. It's the call to action. All right. Well,
Thanks, Darius.
appreciate you, sir. It's been awesome having you today. Thank you, guys, and stay tuned for the next episode. We can't wait to see you, and we'll share the links. We'll see you on LinkedIn and a couple other places. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
And then stay tuned just for a second here. I'm going to end the stream.